Imagine waking up every single morning with legs that feel like they could conquer the world, strong, steady, and brimming with vibrant energy. No more frustrating muscle weakness, no more unwelcome painful cramps that strike at the most inconvenient times, and absolutely no more anxious moments spent worrying about your balance or the potential for a fall. If maintaining your active lifestyle, preserving your precious independence, and radiating unwavering confidence are high on your priority list, then the secret you've been searching for lies within the realm of nutrition. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the top 7 most potent vitamins and minerals that will empower your legs, transforming them into an unstoppable force. From supercharging muscle function and fortifying bone density to revolutionizing your circulation, these essential nutrients possess the incredible power to make a profound difference in how you move and, more importantly, how you feel every single day. So, whether your joy comes from leisurely strolls through the park, graceful dancing, or simply the freedom of maintaining your self-reliance, this is the ultimate guide tailored just for you. The unsung hero, vitamin D. As the years gracefully pass, our bodies naturally undergo inevitable transformations. Muscle mass tends to decline, bones can lose some of their density, and movements that once felt effortless can gradually become a considerable challenge. One of the most frequently overlooked culprits behind this gradual decline is a silent deficiency in vitamin D. It's far more than just a key player in preventing brittle bones. This remarkable vitamin plays a fundamental, indispensable role in ensuring your legs remain strong, your balance remains true, and your overall mobility stays functional. Let's dive deep into the compelling reasons why vitamin D is arguably the most crucial nutrient for maintaining robust leg strength, especially as we age, and discover how diligently ensuring an adequate intake can utterly transform your mobility and your overall sense of well-being. As we age, our skin becomes less adept at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight, a process that's absolutely vital for our bodies. To complicate matters further, many seniors find themselves spending less time outdoors due to mobility limitations, lifestyle shifts, or even concerns about the potential long-term effects of sun exposure on the skin, creating a perfect storm for deficiency. The unfortunate consequence of this reduced synthesis and exposure, a widespread deficiency that stealthily erodes muscle strength, leaving legs feeling weak, unstable, and prone to debilitating fatigue. Numerous studies have consistently demonstrated a direct and undeniable link between low vitamin D levels and muscle weakness, alongside an increased susceptibility to falls in older adults. In fact, groundbreaking research published in the esteemed Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism discovered that seniors who maintained sufficient vitamin D levels exhibited stronger muscle fibers, superior coordination, and noticeably improved balance, making them significantly less likely to experience injuries and fractures. Conversely, those grappling with the deficiency experienced a more rapid loss of muscle mass, which can render even basic activities like climbing stairs or standing up from a chair considerably more challenging, impacting their daily independence. However, vitamin D's influence extends far beyond its well-known role in calcium absorption and the critical health of your bones. Although those benefits are certainly substantial and undeniable, this powerhouse vitamin directly impacts muscle functionality by enhancing the body's ability to synthesize protein, a fundamental building block for muscle, and by improving the intricate communication between nerves and muscles, the very pathways that control movement. Think of it as the essential fuel source for your leg muscles. Without an adequate supply, they simply struggle to perform at their peak capacity, leading to a noticeable decline in performance. Scientific research has explicitly shown that vitamin D plays a pivotal role in preserving fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are absolutely critical for quick reactions and maintaining balance, acting as your body's innate stability system. These vital fibers act as your body's built-in safety net, helping to prevent falls by allowing your legs to respond instantaneously when your equilibrium is compromised, whether you're navigating uneven terrain or simply reacting to a sudden shift in balance. Without sufficient vitamin D, these crucial muscle fibers begin to deteriorate, leading to slower reaction times, weaker muscle contractions, and consequently, a heightened risk of injury and falls. Furthermore, vitamin D has also been found to actively reduce inflammation within muscle tissues, offering much-needed relief from the chronic pain and discomfort that many seniors experience in their legs, a common complaint that can significantly limit mobility and enjoyment of life. If you're someone who frequently suffers from persistent cramps, stiffness, or unexplained leg pain, you might be pleasantly surprised to learn that simply optimizing your vitamin D levels can lead to a remarkable and significant improvement in these debilitating issues, restoring comfort and ease of movement. It's important to understand that ignoring a vitamin D deficiency doesn't merely result in weaker legs. It inadvertently opens the door to a cascade of more serious health problems that can severely impact your overall quality of life. The most alarming of these is osteoporosis, a condition that makes bones so brittle and fragile that even minor impacts or a simple stumble can lead to devastating fractures. Without adequate vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium effectively from your diet, leading to bones that are highly susceptible to breaks and structural compromise. A simple stumble could tragically turn into a major fracture, drastically impacting your ability to move freely and compromising your hard-won independence. Beyond the crucial roles in bone and muscle health, a vitamin D deficiency has also been linked to increased risks of heart disease, cognitive decline, and a generally compromised immune system, leaving you more vulnerable to illness. Seniors who neglect their vitamin D intake may not only struggle with the physical manifestation of weak legs, but also face a greater likelihood of developing chronic illnesses that can further diminish their overall quality of life and their ability to enjoy their golden years. So what's the straightforward solution to this pervasive and potentially debilitating problem? The excellent news is that ensuring optimal vitamin D levels is remarkably simple and can yield truly life-changing benefits for your mobility and well-being. Here are the most effective strategies to boost your vitamin D and in turn keep your legs strong and your steps steady, allowing you to embrace life with confidence and vitality. Sun exposure. Spending a mere 15 to 30 minutes in direct sunlight, ideally during the morning or late afternoon when the sun's rays are gentler and less harmful, can provide a natural and potent boost to your body's vitamin D production. Exposing your arms and legs maximizes absorption, but it's crucial to be mindful of sunscreen use, as it can significantly block vitamin D synthesis, so finding a balance is key. Vitamin D-rich foods. While food alone might not always be sufficient to meet your daily needs entirely, especially for those with limited sun exposure or absorption issues, actively incorporating fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, fortified dairy products, egg yolks, and mushrooms into your diet can contribute significantly to your overall intake, providing a dietary foundation. Supplements. For many seniors, particularly those who spend limited time outdoors or have diagnosed deficiencies, a vitamin D supplement becomes an essential and highly effective component of their daily routine, ensuring consistent intake. Most health experts recommend a daily intake of 800 to 1000 IU for optimal bone and muscle health, although higher doses may be necessary for individuals with severe deficiencies, always under medical supervision and guidance. If you're uncertain about your current vitamin D levels, a simple blood test can provide clarity and help guide your supplementation strategy. Many doctors now routinely check for vitamin D deficiency in older adults, recognizing its critical role in preventing debilitating falls and fractures, and proactively addressing this common issue. The backbone of strength, calcium. Unlike younger individuals whose bones are still undergoing a dynamic process of active remodeling, with bone formation constantly occurring, seniors typically experience a gradual, natural loss of bone mass over time, which unfortunately makes them more vulnerable to fractures and breaks. This vulnerability is particularly dangerous when it comes to the legs, as hip fractures, femur breaks, and stress fractures in the lower limbs are among the most serious injuries that older adults can face, often leading to long-term disability. A minor fall that might have been relatively harmless in youth, resulting in little more than a bruise, could result in months of arduous recovery, or, even more concerningly, a permanent loss of mobility and independence. This heightened risk stems from a critical deficiency. When bones lack the necessary calcium reserves, they become inherently weaker, more porous, and more prone to breaking under even moderate stress. However, calcium's vital role extends far beyond mere bone strength and structural integrity. It is also an indispensable player in the complex and intricate process of muscle contraction, the very mechanism that allows you to move. Every single movement you make, from the simple act of taking a step to the effort required to rise from a chair or lift an object, relies on a delicate and intricate interplay between calcium ions and your muscle fibers. Calcium essentially acts as the trigger for muscle contraction, initiating the cascade of events that allows your muscles to shorten and generate force, ensuring that your movements are smooth, controlled, and efficient. Without an adequate supply of calcium readily available, your muscles may be prone to cramping, feel weak and fatigued, or simply fail to generate the necessary force to maintain stability and execute movements properly. This is precisely why many individuals who experience calcium deficiency often report frequent leg cramps, sluggish movement, a noticeable reduction in overall muscle endurance, and a general feeling of unsteadiness. So how can you ensure your body is consistently getting enough calcium to adequately support your legs and maintain your active lifestyle? While dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese remain some of the most nutrient-dense and richest sources of easily absorbed calcium, they are certainly not the only options available, and variety is key. Leafy green vegetables such as kale and bok choy, almonds, tofu, sardines with their edible bones, and even fortified plant-based milks also provide excellent amounts of this essential mineral, offering diverse dietary pathways to sufficient intake. The absolute key here is variety. Incorporating a diverse range of these calcium-rich foods into your daily diet ensures a steady absorption rate and better overall bone maintenance, preventing reliance on any single food group. However, it's important to acknowledge that relying solely on dietary calcium may not always be sufficient, particularly for individuals with dietary restrictions, lactose intolerance, or underlying absorption issues that can hinder the body's ability to process calcium effectively. This is where calcium supplements can become a valuable ally, especially when they are taken in conjunction with vitamin D, which is known to significantly enhance calcium absorption within the body, ensuring that the calcium you consume is actually utilized. Yet, it's crucial to remember that more isn't always better when it comes to calcium intake. While calcium is undeniably essential for strong bones and muscles, an excessive intake, particularly from supplements, can unfortunately lead to unwanted calcium deposits in the arteries, potentially increasing cardiovascular risk, the formation of kidney stones, and digestive discomfort like constipation. Striking the right balance is therefore paramount for older adults to maximize benefits while minimizing potential risks. The generally recommended daily intake is between 1,000 and 1,200 mg of calcium, preferably sourced from a combination of naturally occurring foods and, when necessary and recommended by a healthcare professional, appropriate supplementation. Beyond just the quantity of intake, another critical factor influencing calcium's effectiveness in strengthening your skeletal system is movement. Engaging in regular weight-bearing exercises, such as walking, resistance training, and even light jogging, actively stimulates bone remodeling and helps direct calcium precisely where it's needed most, into your bones and muscles, reinforcing their structure and function. Without sufficient physical activity, even an adequate calcium intake cannot fully contribute to strengthening your skeletal system, rendering it less effective. Neglecting your calcium intake doesn't simply weaken your bones, it can rob you of the fundamental ability to move freely, to participate in activities you love, and to maintain your cherished independence and autonomy. A life filled with mobility, stability, and unwavering confidence truly begins with strong bones and well-functioning muscles, both both of which depend heavily on adequate calcium levels and consistent intake, forming the bedrock of a healthy and active life. The nerve communicator, vitamin B12. While much of the discussion surrounding leg strength tends to focus on more familiar nutrients like calcium and protein, which are clearly vital for muscle structure and repair, relatively few people fully appreciate the fundamental and often overlooked role that vitamin B12 plays in ensuring optimal neuromuscular function. This essential vitamin is directly responsible for maintaining the health and integrity of your nerves, ensuring that the electrical impulses traveling from your spinal cord down into your legs remain strong, clear, and precise, facilitating efficient communication between the brain and the muscles. Without its critical support, your muscles may not receive the correct signals to contract and relax effectively, leading to a cascade of issues including weakness, instability, a loss of proprioception, your sense of body position, and a gradual, often unnoticed, loss of control over your movements, impacting your overall agility and coordination. It's therefore no surprise that one of the most prevalent and commonly reported symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency is a distinct feeling of heavy, tired legs, often accompanied by unsettling sensations of numbness, tingling, or even a burning feeling in the extremities, which can be particularly distressing and impact daily comfort. Here's the concerning reality that many seniors face. Vitamin B12 deficiency is shockingly common among the senior population, often going undiagnosed or misattributed to the aging process. Unlike many other vitamins that can be readily stored in the body's fat reserves or absorbed through a wide array of foods with relative ease, B12 absorption is highly dependent on the efficiency of your digestive system and the presence of specific internal components. The body requires an adequate amount of stomach acid to help release B12 from food proteins and a special protein known as intrinsic factor produced in the stomach lining to effectively bind with and extract vitamin B12 from the food you consume, transporting it to the bloodstream for utilization. As we age, the production of stomach acid naturally decreases, a process known as hypochlorhydria, and various conditions such as gastritis, acid reflux, or even the prolonged use of antacid medications can further impair this vital absorption process, creating a significant barrier to adequate B12 intake. Add to this the fact that many seniors unknowingly consume diets that are inherently low in B12-rich foods, often due to changes in appetite, dietary preferences, or economic factors. And the cumulative result is a slow but steady depletion of this essential nutrient, leading to a gradual decline in nerve function and overall vitality. The consequences of a vitamin B12 deficiency extend far beyond simply feeling weak or experiencing occasional tingling. If left uncorrected and allowed to progress, prolonged B12 depletion can unfortunately lead to irreversible nerve damage, significantly impacting your balance, coordination, reflexes, and even your cognitive function, leaving you more vulnerable to debilitating falls and a reduced quality of life. Many seniors who report frequent falls have difficulty walking or maintaining their balance, or simply feel a pervasive sense that their legs just aren't working as they used to, are, in fact, experiencing the neurological effects of a B12 deficiency, a condition that is often entirely preventable and treatable. This decline in nerve function is often so gradual that it's mistakenly attributed to the normal aging process or general decline, when in reality it is entirely preventable and reversible with proper intervention. Fortunately, restoring vitamin B12 levels can have a profound and positive impact on your mobility, energy levels, and overall neurological health, often yielding significant improvements. Numerous studies have indicated that seniors who successfully correct their deficiency experience noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and overall leg function, regaining a sense of stability and control over their movements. But where does this critical vitamin originate, and how can you ensure you're getting enough? Unlike many other essential nutrients that can be readily obtained from plant-based sources, vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products, a fact that can be challenging for vegetarians and vegans. The most reliable and readily available sources include lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy products, and shellfish, with clams and liver standing out as particularly rich sources, offering concentrated amounts of this vital nutrient. For individuals who follow plant-based diets or struggle with absorption issues due to age or medical conditions, vitamin B12 fortified foods such as fortified cereals, plant-based milks, and nutritional yeast, or dedicated B12 supplements become absolutely essential for maintaining adequate levels and preventing deficiency. The good news is that vitamin B12 is considered one of the safest vitamins to supplement with, as any excess amounts are readily excreted in the urine, meaning the risk of toxicity is extremely low, making it a safe option for many. Many older adults find significant benefit from taking higher dose B12 supplements or receiving periodic injections, especially if they experience difficulties absorbing it through food alone, ensuring a direct and effective route to replenishing depleted stores. Regular monitoring through blood tests can be invaluable in ensuring optimal levels and preventing the gradual decline in leg function and nerve health that so frequently accompanies deficiency, allowing for early detection and intervention. But here's the real overarching takeaway that's crucial to understand. Strong legs are about far more than just raw physical strength. They are fundamentally about the efficiency of your nervous system, your reaction time, and your overall coordination, the invisible signals that orchestrate movement. It doesn't matter how much you exercise or how strong your muscles are if your nerves aren't firing correctly and transmitting those signals efficiently. Your legs simply won't respond the way they should, leading to impaired performance and increased risk. That's precisely why maintaining adequate vitamin B12 levels stands as one of the most overlooked yet incredibly powerful strategies for preserving your mobility, your independence, and your overall quality of life as you age, ensuring you can continue to enjoy an active and fulfilling life. The muscle regulator, magnesium. Every single time you take a step, reach for an object, or even simply stand still, magnesium is silently working behind the scenes, playing a crucial and often underappreciated role in ensuring that your muscles receive the necessary signals to contract and relax smoothly and efficiently. It acts as the master regulator of muscle function, effectively preventing spasms, reducing fatigue by supporting energy production, and actively supporting endurance by optimizing muscle performance. One of the most common yet least recognized symptoms of magnesium deficiency is the bothersome restless leg syndrome, characterized by an irresistible urge to move the legs and the frequent, often painful, nighttime leg cramps that can jolt you awake. Many seniors experience these sudden involuntary muscle contractions in their legs, particularly during the night, which can disrupt sleep patterns, lead to a feeling of exhaustion, and make it difficult to recover from daily activities, impacting overall well-being. This isn't merely a minor discomfort, it's a clear and significant indication that your body is struggling to properly regulate muscle relaxation, a process heavily reliant on adequate magnesium levels. Magnesium plays a vital role in calming overactive nerve signals that can trigger muscle contractions and preventing muscles from seizing up unexpectedly, making it absolutely essential for individuals who contend with muscle tension, involuntary contractions, and general stiffness. However, magnesium's impact doesn't cease with muscle function alone. Its benefits extend to the very structure and support system of your legs. It is also incredibly vital for maintaining bone density and supporting overall joint health, contributing to the resilience and integrity of your skeletal framework. While calcium frequently garners the spotlight for its role in bone health, forming the primary mineral component of bone tissue, it simply cannot perform its job effectively and be properly incorporated into the bone matrix without the presence and assistance of magnesium. This essential mineral plays a key role in regulating calcium transport within the body, acting as a cofactor in the enzymes that manage calcium absorption and utilization, and ensuring that it is properly deposited in the bone matrix, rather than being allowed to accumulate in soft tissues where it could contribute to arterial stiffness, joint pain, and other calcification-related issues. Numerous scientific studies have consistently found a strong correlation between higher magnesium intake and greater bone strength, improved bone mineral density, along with a reduced risk of fractures in aging adults, solidifying its status as a cornerstone of overall mobility and skeletal integrity. One of the primary reasons magnesium deficiency is so prevalent, particularly among older adults, is its susceptibility to depletion caused by various factors including chronic stress, the use of certain medications, and suboptimal dietary habits that lack magnesium-rich foods. Many older adults are prescribed medications that can inadvertently lower their magnesium levels, including diuretics, proton pump inhibitors used for acid reflux, and various blood pressure medications, creating a potential nutrient drain. When this is coupled with diets that are generally low in magnesium-rich foods or processed foods that have been stripped of their natural mineral content, the outcome is widespread deficiency that quietly erodes strength, endurance, and flexibility, impacting the functional capacity of the legs. This is why so many seniors experience a gradual loss of stamina, find themselves walking shorter distances, struggle more with climbing stairs, and feel fatigued after engaging in simple activities that were once effortless. It's not solely a matter of age or inevitable decline. It's often a deficit in the right nutrients required to fuel peak performance and maintain the body's essential functions. Replenishing magnesium levels, whether through dietary adjustments or supplementation, can have an almost immediate and remarkable effect on leg health, significantly reducing the frequency and intensity of cramps, improving energy levels by supporting cellular energy production, and restoring a sense of ease in movement, allowing for greater participation in daily life. The best dietary sources of magnesium are plentiful and delicious, including leafy greens like spinach and kale, nuts and seeds such as almonds and pumpkin seeds, whole grains, and legumes like black beans and lentils, offering a flavorful and natural way to boost intake. Foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, and avocados are particularly rich in magnesium, offering a natural and effective way to maintain both muscle and bone health, supporting overall physical resilience. However, for those who find it challenging to obtain sufficient magnesium through their diet alone, perhaps due to taste preferences, food allergies, or digestive issues, magnesium supplements can be a highly effective solution, particularly forms like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are more readily absorbed by the body and generally well tolerated. The transformation that occurs when magnesium levels are restored to optimal levels is truly remarkable, leading to a noticeable improvement in how the legs function and feel. Seniors who once felt heavy, sluggish, and prone to cramping often report that their legs respond with renewed energy and vitality, feeling lighter and more responsive to their commands. Those who suffered from frequent muscle cramps or persistent stiffness notice significant relief from their discomfort, allowing them to sleep better and move with greater freedom and less apprehension. Even their balance and coordination tend to improve as magnesium helps regulate the crucial neuromuscular connections responsible for steady and controlled movement, reducing the risk of stumbles and falls. The fluid balancer, potassium. Imagine waking up in the morning, stepping out of bed, and being immediately struck by a sharp, unwelcome cramp in your calf that makes you wince in pain. Does this sound all too familiar and frustratingly common? Muscle cramps are indeed one of the most common and telling symptoms of low potassium levels in the body, serving as a clear signal that something is out of balance. This is because potassium plays a critical role as a key regulator of muscle function, helping to meticulously balance the fluids both inside and outside of muscle cells, a process essential for maintaining cellular integrity and function. When potassium levels dip too low, the delicate electrochemical gradient necessary for muscle contraction and relaxation is disrupted, causing muscles to contract involuntarily and leading to painful cramps, particularly in the legs, where larger muscle groups are involved. For older adults who may already have reduced circulation, diminished muscle mass, or are taking medications that affect electrolyte balance, these cramps can be more than just an annoyance. They can be truly debilitating, impacting sleep, mobility, and overall comfort. But muscle cramps are merely the beginning of the story when it comes to the widespread effects of potassium deficiency on leg health and overall stability. Have you ever experienced a trembling sensation in your legs after standing for a period, or perhaps noticed increased stiffness and a lack of fluidity when you begin walking, making every step feel more effortful? Potassium is directly responsible for transmitting crucial signals between your nerves and muscles, ensuring that these movements are smooth, coordinated, and controlled, allowing for graceful and efficient locomotion. When potassium levels are insufficient, the communication pathway between your brain and your leg muscles becomes less efficient and more prone to interference, potentially leading to shakiness, weakness, or even difficulty lifting your feet properly, issues that can significantly increase your risk of falls and accidents, especially in environments with uneven surfaces or obstacles. And let's be honest, for seniors, avoiding falls is of paramount importance, not just for physical safety, but also for maintaining independence and confidence. Beyond its vital role in muscle function and nerve communication, potassium also surprisingly contributes to maintaining strong bones and supporting skeletal integrity. It helps to neutralize acids within the body that can, over time, break down bone density through a process called bone demineralization. Scientific studies suggest that a diet rich in potassium can help slow the rate of bone loss, thereby reducing the risk of osteoporosis and keeping the skeletal structure of your legs strong and resilient, less prone to fractures. So, in many ways, potassium's contribution isn't just about muscle function and preventing cramps. It's about ensuring that both the muscles and the bones in your legs work together harmoniously to provide a stable and mobile foundation for your entire body. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, how can you ensure you're getting enough potassium to adequately support your legs, maintain muscle function, and contribute to bone health? Fortunately, nature has provided us with an abundance of delicious and potassium-rich foods that can easily be incorporated into your daily diet. While bananas might be the first food that comes to mind for many people when they think of potassium, they are merely the tip of the iceberg, and many other foods offer even higher amounts. Sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, lentils, and oranges are all excellent sources of potassium, providing a diverse and flavorful array of options. Even a simple baked potato, especially when consumed with its skin, which contains a significant portion of the potassium, can provide more potassium than a banana, highlighting the importance of whole foods. The key strategy here is to embrace variety and incorporate a wide array of these nutrient-dense foods into your daily meals, ensuring your muscles and bones receive consistent, nourishing support from a broad spectrum of essential nutrients. For individuals who find it challenging to meet their potassium needs through food alone, perhaps due to dietary restrictions, lack of access to fresh produce, or specific medical conditions, supplements might seem like an easy solution. So, how much potassium do you really need to maintain optimal levels and reap its benefits? The recommended daily intake for adults is generally around 2,600 mg for women and 3,400 mg for men, though individual needs can vary. This amount is typically achievable through a well-balanced diet that emphasizes fruits, vegetables, and legumes, making dietary adjustments the primary and preferred approach. However, individuals with specific health conditions that affect potassium levels, such as kidney disease or high blood pressure, should diligently monitor their intake and work closely with their doctor to determine the appropriate amount for their individual needs and to avoid potential complications, as excessive potassium can also be harmful. The calcium director, vitamin K. When people contemplate vitamins that are essential for strong bones and skeletal health, calcium and vitamin D invariably come to mind. often stealing the spotlight due to their well-established roles in bone metabolism and calcium absorption. However, the critical truth that often gets overlooked is that without vitamin K, these well-known nutrients simply cannot fulfill their vital functions effectively and efficiently, acting as essential cofactors in their respective processes. Vitamin K acts as the crucial link in the complex chain of nutrient utilization, ensuring that calcium is properly deposited in the bones, where it belongs and is desperately needed for structural integrity, rather than accumulating in arteries or soft tissues, which can lead to arterial stiffness, poor circulation, and even contribute to cardiovascular issues over time. In essence, vitamin K functions as the body's traffic controller, meticulously guiding calcium to the correct locations within the body and thereby keeping your legs structurally sound, your bones dense, and your joints mobile. For older adults, this role becomes even more profoundly important as the risk of osteoporosis and arterial calcification increases with age, making the efficient management of calcium even more critical. Scientific studies have consistently shown that individuals who maintain higher vitamin K intake exhibit stronger bones, a lower risk of fractures, and better overall bone health compared to those with consistently low levels, demonstrating its protective effect on the skeletal system. This enhanced bone strength is a direct result of vitamin K's ability to activate osteocalcin, a protein that plays a pivotal role in binding calcium to the bone matrix, effectively anchoring it to the bone structure, making bones denser and significantly more resistant to breakage and stress. But vitamin K's influence doesn't end with bone health. Its importance extends to the very integrity and function of your joints and muscles, which are also essential for mobility. Many individuals tend to overlook the fact that healthy legs require not only strong bones, but also flexible joints and well-functioning muscles that can move freely and without restriction. Emerging research suggests that vitamin K plays a role in reducing inflammation within the joints, which can, in turn, slow the progression of osteoarthritis, a common degenerative joint disease, and alleviate knee stiffness, a common and often frustrating complaint among older adults that significantly impacts their ability to walk and move comfortably. If your knees experience aching when you move, feel stiff after prolonged periods of sitting, or limit your ability to participate in activities you enjoy, vitamin K might be the missing nutrient that could provide significant relief and help keep you moving more freely and with greater comfort. Furthermore, issues like poor balance, difficulty walking, and an increased risk of falls are often directly linked to weakened leg muscles and impaired neuromuscular coordination. Emerging scientific evidence indicates that vitamin K actively supports muscle strength and coordination, particularly in aging adults, by influencing the way muscles utilize calcium for contraction and signaling. It achieves this by helping to regulate calcium levels within muscle cells, ensuring proper muscle contractions, and preventing the kind of uncoordinated movements and muscle wastage that can lead to instability and increase the risk of falls. So, where can you find this remarkable nutrient that offers such broad benefits for your legs and overall health? Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and Brussels sprouts are some of the richest sources of vitamin K1, the form most commonly found in plants and leafy green vegetables. However, another powerful variant of the vitamin K2, which is increasingly recognized for its distinct health benefits, is found in fermented foods such as netto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses, and certain animal products like egg yolks and liver, offering a different dietary pathway to adequate intake. Vitamin K2 is particularly beneficial because it tends to remain active in the body for a longer duration and plays an even more significant role in directing calcium into the bones, rather than allowing it to accumulate in the arteries or soft tissues, further enhancing its protective effects. If your goal is to enhance your vitamin K intake naturally and effectively, the most effective strategy is to increase your consumption of green leafy vegetables and fermented foods, integrating them into your regular meal plan. Even incorporating a daily serving of kale into a smoothie or enjoying a side of sautéed spinach with your meal can make a considerable difference in your overall vitamin K status. However, for individuals who experience difficulty absorbing vitamin K from food, especially those with digestive disorders, celiac disease, or who are on long-term antibiotic therapy that can disrupt gut bacteria essential for vitamin K production, supplementation may be a viable option to ensure sufficient intake, but it's essential to approach this with caution and proper medical guidance. If you are currently taking blood-thinning medications such as warfarin, it is imperative to consult a healthcare professional before increasing your vitamin K intake, as vitamin K plays a role in blood clotting and can interact with these medications, potentially affecting their efficacy or increasing bleeding risk. The energy booster vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, also known by its scientific name pyridoxine, plays a far more significant and multifaceted role in leg strength, muscle function, and overall energy levels than most people realize, often being overlooked in discussions about mobility and vitality. While many nutrients contribute to overall physical well-being, vitamin B6 is absolutely essential for maintaining robust nerve health, supporting the crucial process of muscle repair and recovery, and ensuring that your body efficiently utilizes protein to build and maintain lean muscle mass, which is the foundation of strength. Without its critical involvement in these fundamental processes, even the strongest muscles can gradually weaken over time, and simple movements like standing up from a chair or navigating a flight of stairs can feel disproportionately exhausting, significantly impacting your daily independence and quality of life. One of the most frequently overlooked aspects of vitamin B6's importance is its profound connection to nerve signaling and coordination, the very mechanisms that allow your brain to communicate effectively with your leg muscles. When B6 levels are low, these vital signals can become sluggish, disrupted, or misdirected, potentially leading to uncomfortable sensations like numbness, tingling, burning, or even unsteady walking patterns that compromise balance and increase the risk of falls. Many older adults mistakenly attribute these symptoms to the normal aging process and subsequent muscle loss or general fatigue, when in reality, their bodies are simply lacking the essential nutrients needed to maintain proper neuromuscular function and signal transmission, a condition that is often entirely preventable and reversible. Another crucial function of vitamin B6 is its role in actively preventing inflammation-related muscle fatigue and discomfort. Vitamin B6 helps regulate the body's inflammatory responses by participating in the synthesis of key neurotransmitters and enzymes involved in the inflammatory cascade, which in turn reduces muscle discomfort, soreness, and stiffness, and helps keep the legs more flexible and resilient, allowing for greater ease of movement and improved recovery. If you've been experiencing persistent stiffness, a slower recovery time after physical activity, or general achiness in your legs, increasing your intake of vitamin B6 might be the game-changing dietary adjustment you need to regain comfort and improve your functional capacity. Beyond its direct impact on muscle function and nerve health, vitamin B6 is also vitally important for the production of red blood cells, the microscopic carriers responsible for transporting oxygen throughout your entire body, delivering the vital fuel your muscles need to maintain endurance for sustained activity and perform optimally. A deficiency in vitamin B6 can lead to lower hemoglobin levels, the protein within red blood cells that binds to oxygen, which means your muscles may not receive the oxygen they require to function efficiently, resulting in early fatigue, a feeling of heaviness in the legs, and a noticeable reduction in stamina and overall physical capacity. If you've ever found yourself feeling unusually tired after relatively short walks or light physical exertion, or if your legs tend to feel heavy and weak even after minimal activity, it could very well be your body's way of signaling a need for more vitamin B6 to optimize oxygen delivery and muscle energy production. So, where can you find this essential vitamin, and how can you ensure your diet adequately supports your leg health and energy levels? Thankfully, vitamin B6 is abundant in a diverse variety of delicious and easily accessible foods, making it relatively simple to incorporate into your daily meals. Poultry such as chicken and turkey, fish like salmon and tuna, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals are all excellent sources, providing a rich foundation for your intake. Actively incorporating these foods into your daily meals can naturally help replenish your B6 levels, thereby supporting both optimal nerve function, crucial for coordination and balance, and muscle strength, essential for mobility and stability. For individuals who may have digestive issues that affect nutrient absorption, compromise nutrient absorption due to age or medical conditions, or specific dietary restrictions that limit their intake of B6-rich foods, vitamin B6 supplementation might be necessary to achieve and maintain optimal levels and prevent deficiency. The recommended daily intake of vitamin B6 varies slightly depending on age and gender, with older adults typically requiring around 1.5 milligrams per day for women and 1.7 milligrams per day for men to support their bodily functions effectively. While it's generally considered safe and beneficial to obtain vitamin B6 from whole food sources, it's important to approach excessive intake through high-dose supplements with a degree of caution, as long-term overuse of very high doses can potentially lead to nerve damage or other adverse effects, underscoring the importance of balanced intake. The most effective and safest strategy for most individuals is to prioritize a balanced diet that is rich in vitamin B6 sources, ensuring a steady and consistent supply without introducing unnecessary risks associated with oversupplementation, thereby supporting overall vitality and leg health.